Unearthed details from scrapped Black Panther game make me sad all over again. First Wonder Woman and now Black Panther, get me off this timeline. And get me off this timeline, I'll fucking agree with. Not so much the Wonder Woman game in terms of like, I'm just such a big fan of Wonder Woman, I want to see a Wonder Woman game. No, but the things that we got described for that game, like it having the Nemesis system and stuff like that in it, like those things seemed really promising and cool, but it got canceled, whatever. Then Ubisoft or EA or greedy bitch ass niggas, so many greedy game studio niggas, I couldn't remember who. What greedy bitch ass niggas at WB shut the studio down and still hold the patent to the Nemesis system, which until the patent expires will never be in another game. And now we're hearing this. The entire report is worth reading, and the section that really catches their eye is about how the Black Panther game would have adapted the There's no way. You cannot be dead ass. You 100% real shit. You cannot be dead ass. A Black Panther game with the Nemesis system. Now, action adventure Black Panther game, I would want period. But an action adventure Black Panther game with a fucking Nemesis system? Is about how the Black Panther game would have adapted the Nemesis system. Cliffhanger was started by ex-developers from Mono. Monolith developers can't catch a fucking break, bro. God damn. Cliffhanger was started by ex-developers from Monolith Production, the minds behind Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor and its sequel Shadow of War, and reportedly, the Cliffhanger team was attempting to create a new system that expanded on what the Nemesis system from those games could do. So they weren't just going to use the Nemesis system, they were going to make their whole own new system that was better. I swear upon my honor, WB, you will pay for your fucking crimes. EA, you will pay for your fucking crimes against humanity. And this studio, in case y'all didn't know, was also disbanded and broken apart. We read about that yesterday. So not only did they break the studio apart, but they broke it apart and took the Nemesis system away from us in the superhero game twice. If I had a nickel for every time we had a shot at getting the Nemesis system come back alive in a fucking action RPG game based on a superhero, I wouldn't have a lot of nickels. I would only have 2, actually. But it's weird that it happened twice. Monolith's Nemesis system involved procedurally generated enemy, and we know how it works. It was a thoroughly inventive enemy system. An expanded version of it sounds like it would be a wild ride in Cliffhanger's Black Panther game. According to the Blomberg story, the game would have featured various playable heroes vying for the title of Black Panther, like T'Challa or his sister Shuri, and everyone's favorite scene stealer from the 2018, Michael B. Gordon. They would all be opposing an alien invasion from the Skruells. Why the Skruell? Well, yeah, metaphor for colonizers. For the Skruell shape-shifting aliens featured in the Marvel Cinematic Universe films like blah 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 blah. Wait, hold up. Skrulls sound like such a perfect fit for the Nemesis system, as Bloomberg reported. Skrull enemies could even pose as your allies. That's right, because if you're not like a comic book deep fan, the Skrulls are basically like an alien race of enemies that can shapeshift into different people, and Super Skrulls they're different from the regular Skrulls. There's the normal Skrulls and there's Super Skrulls that can copy the abilities of the Fantastic Four. So not only can they shapeshift and turn into different people, they have fire powers like Johnny Storm. They could turn solid and make themselves rocky like Benjamin Grimm. They can stretch themselves out like Mr. Fantastic, and like Susan Storm, they could go invisible and use force fields and stuff like that, which is actually pretty fucking broken. And like for a nemesis system, people who could shapeshift and gain traits of other people, that would have been fucking fire, and even better than the trolls doing it in Shadow of Mordor. Because in Shadow of Mordor, it made sense because, you know, if I remember you and you stabbed me in my eye, now I got an eye patch and I'm coming to fuck you up again for taking my eye, that's one thing. But being able to adapt different superpowers to counter somebody's specific playstyle, that could have been really fucking cool. I can only imagine how exciting it'd be for all your allies to suddenly attack you, revealing themselves as a Skrull leader you thought you bested for good earlier. That's another interesting idea that there's so many ways they could have went with this and so many interesting ideas that they could have added. It's sad to just see shit like this. Anyway, now this article, I hope that I don't see something saying that all these motherfuckers got informed by a tweet they were fired. We're gonna read the synopsis and see if it's worth reading into further though. Evil Ass Niggas Incorporated's decision to cancel Cliffhanger's Black Panther game and close the studio reportedly came as a shock to some of the developers' employees. Cliffhanger was hiring for the project until the very last moment. Bro, imagine you get hired for a fucking project and then a week later niggas woke up to you scratching their head. So I got some news for you. Good or bad news? I got some news for you. Cliffhanger was hiring. Oh wait, I read that. Separately, some EA executives were reportedly frustrated the Black Panther game hadn't left pre-production for. God damn, nigga. What the fuck were y'all lollygagging for? If I was EA, I would be fucking mad that this shit didn't leave pre-production for 4 years. But either way, like, damn, nigga, it's still a fucking could have been a banger. I'm tired of this instrumental. As EA's seal of approval suggests, the project was coming together well. Jason Schreier, or Schreier, however the fuck you pronounce it, sources claim. Separately, other insiders cited in the expose, said some EA executives were frustrated that the game had yet to leave pre-production. For context, though Cliffhanger was only publicly announced in 2023, development began roughly 2 years earlier. Okay, it makes more sense why this shit got shut down, but it's still a big fuck you to Evil Ass Niggas Incorporated. This disconnect between the perceptions of Evil Ass Niggas Incorporation leadership and Cliffhanger developers. Motherfuckers always be using big ass, unknown ass words. Ostensibly, apparently or purposefully, but not actually. So lollygagging. The developers were lollygagging like a bitch when it came to the Black Panther game concept art. Leaked shortly after news of the deal, blah blah blah. And I think that's pretty much it, but damn. 4 years pre-production? Not gonna lie, I would have said pack it the fuck up too, but still making an Iron Man game is crazy. Now, I think, oh wait, no, this one I wanted to talk about first. Let me find, cause like, okay, here's the thing about this. I want to know, what do they mean by ads? Because if they're just advertising stuff in the Call of Duty game, then I guess having an $80 game with ads is kind of like a clickbait type title that's designed to pique your interest and get you to see their ads. But if it's just ads for in-game items, I'm not gonna lie, we're clicking off this shit. In our review, we said Black Ops 6 is the Call of Duty what Battlefield 3 was, blah blah blah. A recent update during the launch of Season 4 has fans feeling unsatisfied. On the Black Ops 6 subreddit, one user noticed advertisements on their loadout screen. Where's the fucking ad? Is this supposed to be an ad? I guess that's kind of annoying, but that's just advertising in-game shit. Y'all made it sound like they're showing you ads for fucking Opera GX or some shit. Whatever, nigga. Now, this one kind of interests me because, you know, as someone being a streamer, What do you mean niggas can guess my password based on the sound of the keys being pressed? You might AI, according to the research publishers as part of the European Symposium on Security and Privacy workshop, bad actors can use AI on video conferencing tools like Zoom or while listening to a Twitch stream. The study says researchers pressed 36 keys on a MacBook Pro, including all the letters and numbers, 25 times in a row with different fingers and varying pressure. The sounds were recorded over a Zoom call and on a smartphone placed a short distance from the keyboard. Researchers then fed those recordings into AI, which learned how to recognize the sound of each key pressed on the computer. Blah, nigga. Results of the study revealed that the system could assign the correct key 95% of the time. So yeah, if you're a Twitch streamer, don't type out your passwords on stream, because the 95% of this accuracy, even if we take off a good 20 to 30 because they might have been testing it in ideal conditions, that's still a lot, nigga. I said 30%, 65% accuracy telling what keys you're pressing. A human person might be able to look at it and figure out what the rest of the keys are. This one, I'm not gonna lie, I don't give a fuck if they don't got a video. And do they have a video on it? Nope, don't care. Alright, and I'm about to play Total Chaos, then Night Rain. So again, if you are in this stream, all you must do to stay is hit the reload button.